How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and you know what time it is. We're going to be doing the joke of the day. This is where I do jokes 5 days out the week, Monday to Friday. I know you have a long day at work. Maybe you didn't like it, and you just need something that you can listen to, and that's one of my corny jokes, all right? So here it comes. What do you call a sick eagle? Illegal. Illegal? Come on. You got to feel that. But anyways, what we're going to be talking about, NNDM. Let's say it again. NNDM. So I'm going to be doing the technical analysis on it. You guys know how much I love this company. When I first invested in NNDM, I got into a cost average of $6.75. But again, there's been some recent news that have gone on, and I know in the last video that I did on NNDM, I told you that they were talking about doing an offering. So we're going to go into some details about that. We're going to be doing the technical analysis, and we're going to also be talking about why that offering was actually really good, and that'll be in the technical analysis aspect when I also cover the news article that was covered on it as well. As you know, I'm here to give you guys the information that you need to know so you can make the right investment decisions. And that makes me want to say the disclaimer right now. I'm not a financial advisor, and this isn't financial advice. So when you do invest, just know that you're doing it at your own risk. Let's get started. Analysis on NNDM. As many of you know, this is a long-term stock for me. I like what the future holds, and this chart right here that we're looking at right now at the moment, as far as how they did today with the catalyst, we're not going to call it catalyst, but with the recent news, but we were aware of this because I pointed this out in my last video that, hey, NNDM actually did pretty well on the day. So when we look at the chart on last week, Friday at close, it closed around the $15 range. So the 1550, let's call it that, 1550s, 1560s. And then today we ended up opening here on the day in the 14 area right here, as you can see. In pre-market, we hit a low of $13.56. And the reason why this happened, I told you guys this, is that they did a direct offering. A direct offering is not a bad thing. That just means that more institutions actually had the opportunity to buy in at $12.80 a share. So if you were able to pick up shares early in the day, because this was around 6 o'clock in the morning, you would have been able to get those shares at $13.56. But let's take a look what happens afterwards after it gets out of this range. So as you can see, look at the move up. It's moving up, goes down a little bit. We have a little bit of sell-offs going into 7 o'clock. Look at the move from 7. So we're right here at $13.64, and look at this move. Up in the 20 minutes, got to $14.36, and then literally started up and down, just doing a little bit of some consolidation. Then we had a sell-off here at 8. If you notice, look at that. We have 7, and then we have 8. Different brokers are opening up at different times. Different institutions and so forth are just getting in. They're seeing the news and so forth. The news came out last night, like I think it was around 9 o'clock p.m. when I caught wind of it. So that's one of the things that we need to look at here. 7, 8, we notice these drastic changes, right? But again, then it recovers and it's bouncing right back, right? Moving forward. And look, 9 o'clock, we get a little bit of, it comes down a little bit, right? But it's at $14 and around 10 cents. So it's so take a look at that. 7, we get a dip, right? We go up, and then look at this. Dip, dip. But what's happening on each of these dips? It's recovering. And this is what we want to see, especially in a long-term stock like NNDM. And again, this just kind of shows you that there's a lot of interest in this stock in general. And I definitely suggest, if you don't know already, is to do your due diligence and get to know as much as you can about this company, and then you can see the reason why I'm very bullish about it. Also, now let's take a look at what happens at open after 9:30. It literally makes a big move up to $15.07. Like, check that is crazy. That is exciting to see. Like I said, the interest is there, and despite the fact that, again, many people are aware that $12.80 was the direct offering price. So one of the things we need to look at was, look how long this was actually going on for. Let's look at that consolidation we have there. Let me just spread out the chart. Look at that. So we literally stayed in these areas, and considering how the market conditions were, this was looking really good because look at all that consolidation in the high 14 area. Then we had, you know what, all that going on. But look at this. What do we call that? If you're new to the channel and you want to learn more about technical analysis, whenever we see these points, these are resistance points. That means the stock hits that area and gets knocked back down. But what we need to look at is where that support is. So we're seeing that we still have that support in the 1450s area. Now look, now we have this drop going downwards here right at 11, right? Let's call it 11:20, 22. And then now, 11:30, right? But again, we bounce right back up. But let's spread out the chart. Why did that happen? Why did that happen? Look at this, right? We're looking at last week, all right? Take a look at last week, right? Very, very consistent. We have the news of the offering. And what do we have here on this day? Very consistent. Dips. Again, this is a place where you can add, right? This $14.16 area is a place where you can add. Look at the RSI. RSI was low. Look at that. Look at that. Like well below that red line, as you can see there. As you know, anything under 30, that means it's oversold. Over 70, it's overbought. And look, this is well under. It's like around 9 RSI. That's when you know you needed to load. And then this happened, and we got down to a low of 14. Another area to load, right? This is another area where you can load. And then we get some more momentum. Moving up, moving up, moving up. Look at this. So we get to 1447. Check that out. From 1210, and as soon as when 1 o'clock hit, we got to 1447. Big move. Then we know we got some sell-offs and so forth because, again, we do have a lot of people who are trading this stock in the short term as well. So that's another thing we got to take into consideration. And you know what? It goes down a bit, right? Right around 1:30, goes down, right? Just right before 2 o'clock. Boy, look what happens, though. From 2, look at this move, to 3. Went up to 1454. I must say, this stock right here tells you alone, hey, what's to come, what we should be looking forward to. So now we get the sell-offs, right? It's 3 o'clock, 1 hour before close. But look what happens. 3:30, bam. Catch right back into VWAP, literally closing the day around 1450. And I'm excited about this. And as you can see in after hours, which is going on live right now, it's at $14.71. If you are new to this stock, if you're just coming across this stock, this is a stock that has numerous offerings. And every single time they have an offering, the stock price goes even higher. So these particular areas are good areas regardless where you get it. I definitely do plan to hold NNDM for a very, very long time. And I'm very, very bullish, and I know for a fact that NNDM will be seeing $40 sometime this year. Many people have more bullish point of views and so forth, and that's cool, right? But I definitely do see $40 is going to be coming this year. Anything higher than that, and hey, we're happy with that. So let's go into the news now. So as far as for the news, why Nano Dimension stock plummeted? So I talked about the offering. But what we want to look at is how much details we can look and see at, and see how the media actually reacts. They say that the stock plummeted. I don't even call that a plummet. What I call that is a place to buy, to get your shares at a discount. We're talking about a stock that was trading as high as almost $18, being in that $18 range, and now it being lower, knowing the institutions got in at $12.80, we had the opportunity today to get in the $13 range and even the low $14 range. So I wouldn't even call that a plummet whatsoever, right? So now, why is it important? Why did they do this offering anyways? We need to look at that, right? So Nano Dimensions has been regularly conducting direct offerings, raising capital, hand over fist. And also to reiterate, direct offerings are great. It helps the company expand, and it also shows that institutions and hedge funds and so forth believe in the company. It's not like a public offering where they're just sending out more shares for us to buy. It's a big difference between the two. So let's continue. So the latest deal is expected to generate proceeds of approximately $500 million before fees and other offering expenses. The industrials company, which specializes in 3D printing for printed circuit boards, planned to use the net proceeds for working capital and general corporate purposes. The previous direct offering was $332 million deal last month, and guess what? The stock went back up. So now, what are we looking at? Why is this happening? So in a letter to shareholders earlier this month, CEO Yoav Stern, sorry if I butchered your name, estimated that the company's 2020 revenue was approximately $3.4 million. At the end of the year, Nano Dimensions had $990 million in cash on the balance sheet before factoring the subsequent capital raises. The COVID-19 pandemic crushed sales of the Nano Dimensions Dragonfly systems, and the company had expected to post no revenue last year. Sales started to recover in the second half of 2020, and Nano Dimensions plans to use it as a war chest to accelerate its product roadmap in 2021, as well as fund its acquisition strategy. So we already know, I spoke about this in the last video, that they're trying to acquire a company. We don't know what it is, but we know once that happens, it's going to be a good deal. All right. So the company has retained financial advisors in the US and in Europe to explore potential acquisition targets. Again, this is part of the reasons why NNDM is definitely a great stock to have in a long-term portfolio. And that makes me want to get into the next point. I'm not a financial advisor, and this isn't financial advice. But when you do invest, just know you're doing it at your own risk. To kind of give you guys a heads up, I was able to get into NNDM around $6.75. And again, seeing it grow and seeing where it is right now, that's why I'm very bullish, and I still see a lot more ahead. Just to show you again how the market was looking. Today was actually a red day. Today was a red day, and Nano Dimensions did fairly well considering it was a red day. So when things pick back up and looking at how after hours is, this stock will be back to the $15 range, the $16 range, the $17 range. Again, I'm looking forward to it. Even if we go back, let's take a look at the 3-month chart. So if we look at that 3-month chart, again, we have a high just under $18 at $17.89, right? So look at the run up. Look what this stock has done. Like, you see it. Like, look. Like, there's a reason why ARK Invest, Kathy Woods definitely believes in this company. They're definitely adding to their positions and so forth. I'm very curious to see if they end up adding today as well. But again, this is a great stock to have in a long-term portfolio. If you don't have it already, I don't know what to say to you. All right. But again, it's at a good price. And yeah, I'm excited. All right. And also what I want to kind of go over quickly is let's go over to NNDM. So yes, on the day, it wasn't great. We were down 6.86%, but we had a direct offering that came out. So if that offering did not happen, then definitely the price would have been different. But I want you to realize that today was not a bad day. Today's one of those days where you need to be adding to your position if you haven't done so already. Because again, I see a lot of big things. All right, that's all I got to say to you guys, and we'll talk right after. As you can see, I am very, very bullish on NNDM. It's also one of the reasons why you see ARK, Kathy Woods, who's done very, very well with the ARK Invest funds last year and is doing well this year, believes in the company as well. Also, when we look at all the technicals, every single time they've done an offering, the stock continues to go up as well. And seeing where the price is right now, it's literally at a discount. It's at a steal. Yeah, you know what? It might be down on the day, but it really doesn't matter. Because again, there's some big things that I see coming for this company. And I am very bullish that NNDM will see $40 this year. I'm very bullish on that. I really believe in this company. I think it's great for a long-term hold. I know many swing traders and day traders, they also like this stock as well, and they're aware and they know whenever an offering does happen, the stock just seems to just move up even higher. So anyone who had the opportunity to get into it, congratulations to you. I'll be talking to you guys soon. I'm going to be dropping another video. I'm not too sure whether it's going to come out tonight or tomorrow, but hey, look out for that video. Peace.